I was going to do some fun clickbaity guessing game for this one, but I respect my audience more than that, and the real fun is in getting to the point and taking the time to talk about one of the gems of the past. This is an original run pour of MOTIV's Covert Revolt. I am on the Kegel Chromium Challenge pattern at Royal Crest Lanes in Lawrence, Kansas, where they always take great care of us. We use this pattern for testing because it's a good benchmark pattern. It's not too easy, but it's not too tough, so it really helps us figure out where balls fit and how they relate and compare to each other. The graph is linked in the description if you want to take a look at the details. My layout information is up on the screen for those that understand, and if you don't know what all these numbers mean or all the core numbers we're going to talk about next, I have a few instructional videos linked in the description that will teach you everything you need to know about cores, core dynamics, and layouts, but I still need to share the details for the more experienced viewers. The Covert Revolt released on Valentine's Day 2014, so just a shade over a decade ago, and it was an insta-drill for me because big round shaping solids have always been good for me on both sides of the lane. 247 RG, 056 differential and 15 pounds, exact same numbers as the new Optimum Idol for reference, with the Turmoil MFS cover stock. Even though the one I owned originally was righty, memory is kind of wild because I've been in a physical funk for the last couple months, out of sorts, timing sucks, release sucks. I think that was a little too apparent in the recent B7 reviews, and that just winds my head up tighter trying to fix or solve it. The first shot with this ball completely unwound or relaxed everything though, like it jolted my memory and I remembered the feel of throwing my first one, and a handful of shots later I was completely back in business and throwing some of the best shots I've ever thrown lefty. The Covert got probably 75% of my thrown shots after drilling it until I had to retire it to Open 2015 because that's when my Storm contract started. My arsenal for virtually all of 2014 was Covert Revolt, Sigma Tour, and the original Silver Tribal. I didn't need anything else, and rarely even needed the latter too. The Covert got most of my league action, most of the tournament action. If it was close, I was throwing it. It was so versatile from condition to condition too. It hooked enough to use on heavier stuff, but it could hang out on drier stuff than it was supposed to. I remember bowling a tournament that was 3 or 4 games of qualifying before getting seeded into a 32-person double elimination bracket. I lost my very first game in the bracket and then won the next 9 in a row with no re-oiling, never switching balls. I ended up getting second place with the Covert, and only in the very last game, when I could have played 4th arrow with a plastic ball, did it finally say no. I have to thank my buddy Riley Patton for this one. He's a former MOTIV staffer that found his way into possession of one of the holy grails in MOTIV history, and he couldn't bring himself to drill it because with this kind of a ball, you take the risk of it sucking and or cracking after all this time, and perhaps even worse, if he liked it, there's no way he finds more for any kind of reasonable price, so we made a trade. I'm at the point where if it's on the shelf and I'm keeping it, I'm going to at least enjoy it while I can, so this was a no-doubter to get some holes in, and that seems to pretty obviously be a good decision. It's hard to find a comparison for this one, but I'd have to say the most similar reaction would be one of the Game Breakers. It's kind of IQ Tourish, but quite a bit stronger than that. Symmetric Jackal Ghost, I'd like to get my hands on a Black Venom and see how close it is to that, etc. Easy length, lots of control, lots of stability, smooth, round, continuous finish on the back end, and it looks good from everywhere. So why make this video? It's not relevant, the ball's 10 years old, even the remakes are long gone. Just for fun, bowling can be fun, right? I currently have this ball 3rd on my all-time list, and it's been there for a while. Promotion is number 1, Original Hammer Taboo is number 2, seeing a trend here with the ball reaction. However, I think bowling balls themselves have become bigger than they should be, meaning that all anyone wants to know or talk about anymore is bowling balls. The Open Championships or Nationals have just started for the year, and no one really cares where people are playing or what they're doing. They just want to know what bowling balls they used. PBA discussions are even constantly urethane versus reactive. People complain that it's boring watching urethane up the ditch, but it also sucks watching two-handers loft the left gutter. Like, has bowling just devolved into an equipment frenzy? Still, at the same time, everyone's had a certain ball or a handful of balls that they just clicked with and had a lot of success with. That's part of what makes the game fun and interesting, and the Covert Revolt is one of mine, and I wanted to share it with everyone, that's all. Down in the description is a link to Bowler's Mart that will get none of the balls featured in this video ordered for you, but anything else. I do have to note that I do receive a 5% commission on all sales through the links, and of course don't forget my code ROSEDOLL10 to get 10% off your order at checkout at CoolWick. Thanks for watching, and may the strikes be with you.